Okay, welcome back to, I suppose it could be called Revisiting My Older Armies Part 2.5 or Part 3.5. This is basically the Italian airborne platoon that I decided to add to my Italian army, which I got to say, when I first started doing my Italians, I had no inclination to do paratroops at all. Maybe because I was kind of scared of doing their camo, but in the end I decided to get just a little squad together. I think I had to buy them all separate. I think I got like 2 blisters, a command pack, a light mortar, a sniper team, and a flamethrower team in the end, to give some options. Now obviously, squads wise, these guys are 9-man squads. I don't really know why they're 9-man squads. Possibly because perhaps I used 2 extra figures to be assistants. That could be the reason. So we have 2 9-man squads of obviously elite or veteran Paracuditisi or Italian paratroopers. We'll start off with the command elements, as I normally do. Now for this particular platoon, I always tend to do like a higher officer, and I thought a major would be a little bit too high for this like smaller platoon. Although I suppose you could say perhaps a captain's even a little bit too high. But assuming the platoon's led by a lieutenant, a captain was only the real sort of choice. Now, figures wise, this guy here I chose to be a captain. I think he came in the command pack. So let's see if we can get a really good view of him, because he's actually a really nice figure. There we go. Just zoom in a little bit. There you go. So this guy is a captain. And if we look on the bottom, Capitano Manfredo Core. So that's the captain, and he has a helper. So I think this is where the 2 helpers came from, the original infantry squads. So this guy is a Marciello Capo, which is a staff sergeant, and he's obviously lobbing a grenade, but he has the paratrooper smock and the assault vest on. Now you can see that it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a fair number of magazines on the front and back, and all of these pouches at the front here are grenade pouches. And then we have the spotter here. This is obviously a lieutenant, a teniente. Yeah, teniente. Ivano Calvo, and he's all in camouflage. And then we have the lieutenant. I chose this guy to be the lieutenant. I really liked his position. I think he came in one of my squads, and I liked him so much that I decided to make him the lieutenant. He's got his map case, he's got his pistol. And this guy is Teniente Emilio Flore. And his helper here, and he is Marcello Ordinario Divo Sisto. So that is the command. Let's go for the teams next. Now, there's not many teams in this particular army. We have a flamethrower team. So this guy is kind of a cool model actually. I really like the way he's wearing like a gas mask. Makes him look very sort of Blake 7-esque. Obviously he's got a flamethrower, the Italian style flamethrower, which I figured that they were just keeping European grey. Of course, the Italian paratroopers' uniforms differed slightly in the trousers, and the fact that they had these sort of like bellowy style trousers, where the Italian, the infantry tended to have more normal looking trousers, and obviously use the puttees. Got a hair here, which is really annoying me. Get rid of that. So that's the Flamethrower guy. Really cool figure. Not a massive fan of flamethrowers in bolt action, to tell the truth. I don't think I've ever used one, but I don't like the rules. Yeah, that's the Flamethrower guy, and here's his. I always call this guy the fashionista, because he's like wearing a beret, and he's got the polo neck jumper. So this guy's his helper, and he's just a bog standard guy with a Carcano carbine, and he's got the European bag there. Soldato Celto, which is a senior private, Ephraim Mioli. Then we'll go for the sniper team. Now, originally, I thought this guy was armed with a Car 98, but he's actually got a scoped Carcano. I did actually find out they did exist. At the time, I didn't know if they did. I'd never heard of one. But yeah, apparently this is a scoped Carcano. Not a particularly amazing sniper rifle, the Carcano, because of its smaller round. But still looks pretty damn cool. So that's the sniper, and here's a Corporale Paolo Rivente. See that he's on a warlord base, so I had to use a sticker because you can't write on the bottom. Now this chap hasn't got a name, but he is his helper, or the spotter, and he's gone for the beret look. I'm not a massive fan of these warlord stands. They're very slippery, and I hate the lip on them as well. But I think at the time I had no choice but to use them because my finances were extremely low, to the point where I couldn't even afford to go hunting for bases. Oh, so slippery. I hate them. I don't know if I could be bothered to rebase them now, but if I had the mental strength, I probably would. Final thing for teams, we have a Brixia light mortar. Now this particular one, I decided obviously to mount them on a big base, and as a sort of a little vignette, and I think it looks pretty cool. I've never been one for bearding rules, although I suppose, no, I'm trying to think if number 2 was out when I did these guys. Possibly. But to tell the truth, I don't think I've ever actually played a game of version 2, even though I've had the rulebook since it came out. I've only ever played version 1. But yeah, that's the Brixia light mortar. And now we'll go on to just the 2 platoons. They're again brought out of blisters. Again, it's like a limited pool, so you come across the same figure a lot. We'll start off with the sergeant. So this chap is the sergeant here. You can see he's got his jump vest on, or jump smock. He's got the desert uniform on underneath, and he's got his cork brown Carcano pouches, and of course he's armed with a carbine, which of course is the Paratrooper's main armament, along with the Beretta submachine gun. Next up, there is a corporal around here somewhere. I can't remember where he is. Oops. Oh, that's right. The corporal is the machine gunner in this particular team. So here we have again a pretty similar sort of Lmg Gunner. Pretty cool figure. I love the helmet cover and the assistant Lmg Gunner carrying a pouch full of extra ammo, and he's got the Beretta submachine gun and the assault pouch vest, the assault vest. And then we have the privates. So here we have a couple. Try to get it to focus. So we have a chap in his basic desert gear, and we have a guy with a Beretta submachine gun with the smock and the assault vest. It's actually a really nice weapon, the Italian Beretta submachine gun. You can probably find many videos on YouTube if you look. Here we have another trooper, Soldato Salto, which is senior private, and Malco Serafin. And the last couple of the first squad. So again, we've got a couple of smocked guys, one with a carbine, one with a submachine gun, and this guy is a normal Soldato, Benito Moise, and Soldato Salto Galliano Taglieri. And then finally, last guy, submachine gun kneeling, Ronaldo Brigante. Okay, on to the last squad now, and that's the end. So let's get going. Let's find the sergeant. I think it's this guy here. And the corporal. Yes, we found him. So here we have the sergeant of the second squad. This is a unique figure, not copied, no duplicates. So I had to make him the sergeant. Very cool. Obviously, basic sort of gear with the smock, the assault smock, and the Beretta submachine gun again. The corporal. Lots of hairs on these chaps for some reason. Again, I haven't really looked at these guys for a long time. Possibly even not since I did the video on them. Then we have for the LMG for these guys. They've got the annoying laying down Lmg Gunner, which is not one of my favourites, I've got to admit. But you got to go with what you got, I suppose. So here's him, and his assistant is luckily sort of modelled to go along with him. So he is sort of kneeling with his again a hair. Just try and get rid of it. Cock on a carbine, ammo box. Okay, next up we have another fashionista guy. Now this guy's got the really fashionable goatee and moustache. And then we have a normal submachine gun guy kneeling. And let's check this guy out. So he is a Soldato Salto Ajaccio Sale, and a submachine gunner. And then again we're down to 3. So we have a couple of guys with Carcano carbines. We have Soldato Concetto Salvio, and Soldato Celto Loris Caliva. And then the final guy, and to end the video, another quite cool positioned submachine gun guy, and he is Soldato Celto Timoteo Landi. And that is the end of all my Italians. Again, like I say, I was never really planning on doing these Paratrooper guys, and I ended up again really enjoying doing them, and I think they came out pretty damn cool, assuming that I was a complete bag of nerves before I started them. And I think they're really cool models too. Again, unfortunately, they've never been used. They've never been used in action, but they are very cool all the same, and definitely go along with my Italian army being probably. I think some of my Napoleonics will probably count as being my favourites, but these guys are definitely, of all my older armies, my favourite of the lot. So yeah, that's the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about sort of splitting this into 2 videos. I didn't really want to do that, but I thought that seeing these guys were so short, and it would have made an already long video even longer. It would be a lot easier to have a separate video, and then people can watch this one at their leisure after slugging their way through in maybe 2 or 3 sittings in the first one. So until next time, which will definitely be a French battalion. I kind of had to put a 2-day hold up on painting my next French battalion to do these guys, because I already had them set up on the table, and it's basically taken up all my painting space. I had to put all my paints back in their tray over there, and it was just impossible to actually paint while I had these guys out. And I tried to do a video yesterday, and the battery ran out sort of 3/4 of the way through, and I just said, right, that's it, I'll just do it again tomorrow. Obviously I managed to run through everything. Well, the camera's charging, so it wasn't going to run out of power this time, because I've actually got the power lead plugged into it. Anyway, waffling, so catch you all next time. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all later. Bye bye.